In March of 2012, William E. Bill Harrer was 89 years old, playing tennis 3 times a week and line dancing. A minor ear infection was treated but not responding. As the months went on, doctors discovered Bill also had lymphoma. They recommended chemotherapy. On July 15, 2012, after receiving his first round of chemo, Bill felt pretty good. He sat in his hospital room on the 5th floor of Bakersfield Memorial Hospital, surrounded by 3 of his sons, Bill, John, and Jim, and reminisced. Jim was the first to notice this special moment and began recording.
I know.
Stalter's on one side anyways.
And George Saracides.
Was across the street.
George
Saracides.
Yeah.
He lived across
He
the
lived
street.
down the street, though.
He lived across the street and over a couple, closer to
Oh, he
Frankie.
did?
Closer
I
to...
thought he lived on the same side.
Well, you know what? I'm not going to argue with you. Your memory's better than I am.
Yeah, I thought he lived three or four houses on the left-hand side.
See, and I was thinking that's where Collins, what's their names? They had a bunch of girls and they lived over there.
Oh,
And they
yeah.
moved to Visalia. Remember I was trying to come up with their...
The Conleys.
Con.
Well, they lived up on the right-hand side.
Oh, okay, and you're
They
saying...
lived 3 houses up on
They
the
lived
right.
on our side of the street.
Yeah, on
Yeah,
the right
our side of the street.
Well, isn't that what you said George lived?
Huh? Right, almost across from Frank.
Right. And where do you think George lived?
On the left-hand side,
Oh.
3 houses.
3 houses down on our side?
On our side.
Oh, okay.
Which city are we talking about?
Pico Rivera.
What was our address in Pico Rivera, Dad?
I don't know.
9529 Danville. That one I remember.
And it was, we had Uncle Frank across the street.
Yeah.
Up and about 3 houses down to the right as you looked out the front door.
Yeah. I think.
Because I remember playing kick the can and playing baseball out there as well.
Right, we played baseball.
We played
lived
baseball
right in the
almost
middle
every
of
night
the
until
street, yeah.
the lights came on.
Except when Mom made us go to bed at 8 o'clock. Summertime. 8 o'clock in the
It's still
summertime.
light out.
So,
That's okay. You can go to sleep.
that's your bedtime.
Yeah.
It's my bedtime.
We need some time by ourselves.
You had enough, kid. You didn't need any more time to yourselves.
I think you had too much time to yourselves.
Well, you know, when they got married, Mom had told Dad before they ever got married, I can't have kids because she had, we can't remember the name of it.
Endometriosis.
And endometriosis?
Endometriosis. What'd you say, Dad?
I said, that's okay. I love you anyway.
I love you anyways. So they got married, and then when Mom got pregnant with Tom, Mom thought she had the flu because she wasn't expecting she could be pregnant.
Yeah, she couldn't get pregnant.
So
the doctor said, you can't get pregnant.
Yeah, so you don't do anything if you don't even. And then after Tom was born, or this doctor that told Mom she couldn't have any kids, he wrote an article for the AMA Journal, basically on this endometriosis and how women, in fact, could get pregnant. And Mom was the case that was cited in there.
Yeah.
In the AMA Journal.
Yeah.
Huh.
Wouldn't that be something if we could find that?
I know.
Well, we would look at Tom's birth certificate and find out who was the doctor. And then
No, because it
Wasn't the
her
delivery doctor.
back in Evanston.
Oh, was her doctor back in Evanston?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that.
That told her she couldn't have a kid. Not the one in
California.
Pasadena.
Who wrote the article, you think?
It was a doctor back
The
in
doctor
Evanston,
in
Illinois.
Evanston wrote.
If I'm not badly mistaken, I might have a paper.
Might have a copy of that article, you think?
No,
No?
probably not the article, but the letter that he wrote.
Didn't we find something?
I thought I run across it there
Where would that be,
when
Dad?
I was throwing stuff away.
Where would that be in the house, that paper?
Oh, I have no idea.
Where do you stash stuff, man? Tell us.
Well, all over the place.
Could be in those filing cabinets.
You guys are going to have a ball.
Are we gonna?
We'll be bawling,
You'll
but we
find
won't.
things that I haven't seen in 20 years, probably.
Now you don't have anything hidden underneath the dishwasher and all that anymore, do you?
Have what?
Remember when didn't Mom hide some papers underneath by the dishwasher or something?
I don't think so.
I remember. You don't remember that? Her
No.
saying, "Oh, now we have a secret." There was no secret compartments in the kitchen.
No.
Well, see, I wouldn't have been surprised because I always thought Mom wrote something.
Yeah.
Wrote kind of her life story, but she never wanted us to read it.
Oh, right? Yeah.
You know?
I've never run across it.
Yeah.
I think there's one that Aunt Lee wrote and talked about San Paulo and when they
And how they kind of got here, and they didn't
got
quite
to
get
South
here.
America, yeah.
They used somebody else's name, and
Yeah. And, well, I think your Kate's mother's sister lived in Sao Paulo, so that's how they got there.
because isn't that where the name? Didn't they use a name of D. Rivera to come into the
Yeah.
country?
Yeah.
Yeah, but I couldn't find it when I went to Ellis Island.
I did. I've looked on it too, and I can't.
I couldn't
can't
find it.
unless I'm not spelling it right.
No, she wasn't sure what because I remember when I called from Ellis Island and we spent an hour on the phone going through every single name possible and.
Well, we did that when we were back there too. Remember when we went to the island itself, and we were actually right there looking at it. We were trying to find moms and stuff. We couldn't find it.
So really, there's no secret compartments because I could have swore Mom told me one time. She said, "Now Jim, when you guys are looking for this, it's in a secret compartment under."
Well, I better look.
Yeah. Under
You guys never heard. You
Maybe
guys.
she never told me
You
about
guys.
it.
You guys never heard anything about a secret compartment in the kitchen.
No.
I do remember that.
I'm gonna start checking for false drawers.
Where would it be?
She told me it was a secret compartment by the dishwasher. Is all I remember, and I don't think I'm dreaming this.
I think you're dreaming.
You think I'm dreaming it?
Yeah.
I do remember Mom doing some writing. She was, after we left, she was like trying to write things out, and I remember her saying that she had the story of how she came to this country.
Well, maybe that is a thing. I didn't read all of it, but I just glanced at it, so I wouldn't throw it away,
And where do you
Well,
think
I saw
where do you
it.
think that is, Billy?
I have no idea. I have not seen. I mean,
Do you still have your foot locker, your Marine
Yes,
foot locker?
That's in the garage.
Is there anything in that?
I don't know.
We're gonna have to X-ray that house. I'm not dreaming that. I remember Mom.
Oh, well,
It was something I wasn't supposed to forget.
Yeah.
I don't think this is some movie dream or something.
Surely should know.
You would know about it though.
I surely would.
I asked Katie. I texted Kathy,
Oh, you did?
and I said, did you ever hear of any secret hiding places? And she goes, no. What for? And I said, Ellis Island or immigration, anything along those lines. And she said, no.
Stay over there, John.
I'm going to get this chair.
Oh,
She
okay.
goes,
Yeah, you can do that.
I have looked for those before. I found them once. Mom got mad at me and hid them in a new place.
Oh.
They used to be in the hall closet in a game box.
Oh.
Well-
Yahtzee! The name on them will say D. Oliveira.
I see a treasure hunt in my future.
Dad's gonna get home. He's gonna walk through the door. There's gonna be shit strewn everywhere.
You're gonna think that termites. I'm gonna be taking a sledgehammer to the walls and everything.
Yeah.
You're gonna be like, "What happened here? Termites, Dad. Termites."
Termites ain't happening.
I thought there was a false wall there. I could have swore it. It sounded like a false wall.
Oh man.
I'll be very surprised if there's a high place. Be news to me.
Do they know the story about how you went from how you got hired at Go Wireline? That was from Hoppers, right? Did you go from Hoppers to Go Wireline?
Hoppers laid me off
The week
the
before
day after
Christmas.
Day after Christmas.
Or the day after Thanksgiving, I think.
No, Christmas.
Was it Christmas?
Yeah. But I said, this is a hell of a time to lay somebody off. He said, well, I could have laid you off last week. So I shut up.
And then is that when you went?
Why did I get laid off?
Because you made the part too good.
Yeah, that's right.
You outdid you were on the night shift, right?
Yeah.
And you outdid the day shift, and they got pissed off about it.
Yeah, but I didn't make as many parts. I made them
Better.
So yeah, I got laid off because I made parts better.
Instead of
I couldn't make them worse.
right.
I just couldn't do that. Yeah.
So your quantity count was down, but your quality was up,
Yeah.
and they wanted shitty quality, but they wanted quantity.
The foreman, his name was Shorty Long.
Shorty Long, really?
Shorty Long? That's the guy's name?
Yeah, it was his name.
I'm gonna Google him. I'm gonna Facebook this guy. I gotta
He
Facebook
come
him.
around and he showed me. My parts were in one hand, and he said he was really on my side, but there's nothing he could do.
What kind of parts were you making?
Parts for the portable oil drilling rig.
And how were yours better than the other parts? Were they better tolerance? Or
Would you be
burrs on it. You didn't know how to use a file.
And then, so you got laid off there. How long was it before you started working at Go International? Or what would have been
A little while, yeah.
Gerhardt Knowings then? It started out
No,
Gerhardt.
it was Go Western. It was just Western. Go Western, I think.
Do they know the story about they thought that you were the union guy, secret union guy?
Yeah.
Yeah, you were the secret union organizer, huh?
Yeah, well, not really, but that's what they thought. So, after the election, the union election, it failed, and me and there was another kid, both got laid off, and so they said, we're just going to close down the machine shop. I said, okay. And so we don't need you anymore. And then I said, well, can I buy the machines? And they said, well, we'll find out. But the bosses really liked me. I worked for them for 10
Plus years, yeah.
And Ori Luttrell. Figure that name out.
Ori Luttrell.
He was a friend of, well, I think he was one of the owners. He said, I'll call him and find out for you. So he called him and he said, yeah, we'll sell him the machines. And he said, you set a price. So he set the price $20,000, and they were worth a hell of a lot more than that. So I said, okay. So then I went to the bank trying to get a loan. They wouldn't give me a loan. So he said, that's okay. I'll sign for you. So he packed me up.
So he co-signed the loan?
Co-signed the loan.
He got you a good deal, then co-signed the loan.
Yeah.
Wow.
That is a good friend.
That's a good guy.
Yeah.
What was his name?
Ori the Trout. Yeah.
Hey, what did Mom say when you came home and you told her you were going to buy the machine shop?
Oh, she was all for it.
Did she even blink?
Huh?
Was she nervous at all?
No.
It was like you could do anything you wanted to do if you set your mind to it, right?
Yeah, it's your call.
Well, you keep in mind that he was still a pretty young man at age 55.
Right.
And out of a job. And,
And 5 kids.
and 5 kids. And he still he still had a lot of good time left in him.
So
Right?
cheer up.
Yeah, cheer up.
Yeah.
Hey, John, as a kid, do you ever remember being like any drama around that? I don't remember that. It was like, okay, well, Dad starting his own business. Oh, well, I mean, there was no big drama around it or anything that I can recall. Do you guys recall any big
When was that, Dad? Do you remember about what year that was that you started?
77.
77, 78.
I just finished high school.
Yeah. See, we were most of us were all gone,
We were
right?
all gone.
Yeah.
Because I left the house in 73.
Yeah. You're
So I would have remembered the most then, and I don't remember any
Yeah.
drama around that at all.
The only drama I remember that was around Dad's profession was when we left West Covina, and we had the dry cleaning business up here, and Dad was going to technical school in LA. You had to go down there, and you had to be a licensed dry cleaner, and there was, and I don't know if I have this right, but I always remembered that there was a written part of the test, and then there was a spotter test. So like if you had
an impressing test.
an impressive
I
test.
flunked them all.
Did you flunk? But you took them like 3 times, didn't you?
Yeah.
And
That was the biggest mistake I ever made.
you just didn't want to do that anyway, though, did you?
Oh, God, no.
Yeah. But because Uncle Jack was here and had the dry cleaning.
Hey, talk about Blackie.
I remember Blackie.
Yeah.
I thought Blackie
he
was
a good friend.
was the coolest guy in the.
If he wasn't your biggest fan,
Yeah.
because I remember going down to the shop, and anytime Blackie was there, or I go into Blackie's shop, he would rave about you. Oh, you would take me in there. Oh, this is the best guy. This is guy. It was like
Well,
Now, how did he get the nickname Blackie, Dad?
oh, I have no idea.
He had it before you met him, right?
Probably as a wrencher,
probably his hands were black.
greasy,
Yeah.
you just.
Yeah.
But he worked on our cars, right?
Oh, yeah.
Didn't he help me change like
he'd start from scratch.
transmit
Pull
back?
engines and
Yeah, and back in those days, we did our tune-ups. We had to practically take, the air thing off and
Oh, yeah.
The distributor.
the
have a
distributor,
timing
and
line.
then
Yeah.
all
change the
that,
spark plugs
and
all that fun stuff.
and change a water pump. I think he helped me change a water pump in my
Yeah.
car, and
Yeah.
I mean you had to take a lot of stuff out to get to the damn water pump, didn't you, Dad?
Oh, yeah. Well,
You have to
hell,
usually you have to take the radiator out.
Yeah, I just
you guys all bought county cars,
Yeah.
you know.
yeah.
I remember
We go to the auction and
the first.
I thought everybody, Dad. To this day, I thought everybody got their cars from the
an
sheriff, from the police
Yeah.
department.
'Cause we
I
got-
thought that's.
you did. I think everybody. I think I had one from
Well,
I'm
you got
sure
the
I
very
did.
first one. You got the little 63.
Rambler? Was it a
No,
no?
it was the Plymouth first. It was a little
Yeah.
Plymouth. I think
Oh.
you painted it yellow, I
Yeah.
think.
Yeah.
And you got that one, and then the next year came around, and I think you might have bought the Rambler.
Hey, Dad, which car did I wreck?
Which car did you wreck?
And then I had to get it fixed, and then I made payments to you for like 3 years. Do you remember that?
No, I don't.
I
wrecked the car.
Remember, I wrecked the car. I went too fast around a curb, and I wrecked the struts in the front. Did we have a Rambler?
No,
Yeah.
this
American Motors. I think.
American Motors.
Because
AMC.
you were driving Grandma's car at the time. You were taking Grandma's car to work, so I could take the other
Blue Dodge.
car to Highland High School.
Oh,
And then I wrecked the car, and I'll never forget. I called you up, and I said, Dad, I wrecked the car. And you said, where are you? And I gave you the address. And you came, and you're looking at the car. I took a mailbox out and everything else, and I needed a tow truck because it bent the axle and everything. And you looked around, and I was sitting there just thinking,
Kill me now.
I've never seen my dad mad that many times, but when he gets mad,
look out.
you look out, right? And he comes in, he looks, and the first thing he says is, anybody hurt? And I said, nope, just the car. And he said, looked, and he looked at where the car was, trying to figure out how the hell I did it. And I swear this is what you said, Dad. You said, all right, where was the pretty girl standing? Because you obviously didn't have your eyes on the road. And that was it. And he said, and you said something about, all right, let me tell Mom. When we get home, let me tell Mom. And that was, we got a tow truck, and then we got it fixed. And you said, all right, here is the bill. I can't remember exactly how much it was, but here is the bill. You'll be making payments on this until it's all paid off. And I did. Mowed lawns and,
Oh,
yeah.
Pretty good. That
Yeah.
was great.
Yep. You said you damaged it, you fix it. And
When I think the year I got my car was the first year at the auction that you got your car.
Yeah, because you were only 15. I had just turned 16.
You had just turned 16,
Just turned-
and we're looking
or I
through
was
the
15 and a half or something like that.
and Tom had gotten the one I think the year before, and we're going through the preview section and stuff, and I think you just really liked bidding on cars. I think there was a little competition on there.
Yeah.
Because Bill goes, okay, this is the one I want to bid on. What was yours?
Rambler Rebel.
The Rambler Rebel. Okay.
That was a good car, too.
1967 Rambler Rebel. It was a county car. It wasn't a cop car.
Right. Oh, yeah, it's a county car, so it had a little bit more cushier inside.
Oh, yeah, I guess. It didn't have the big engine or anything, though. But
So we're sitting on these folding chairs, and Bill's car comes up, and Dad's doing the bidding, and then, boom, sold. Bill got a car. Hey, Bill, man, you got a car. And then another car comes through, and another car comes through, and I'm sitting next to Dad, and Dad goes, want a car? I'm like, well, hell yeah.
really?
Yes. He says, well, you're going to be 16 soon. I said, well, okay. And so
well, you had money. You've been saving money too.
I've been saving some money. I didn't have enough for the car. I think it was like $350. Do you
Yeah.
remember about how much?
It was. I couldn't remember if it was $350 or $375
Yeah,
for
they
like
weren't
mine.
very much.
But that's all it was. I mean, that's what I paid.
And mine was a 66 Belvedere. It wasn't an officer's car. It was probably a detective's car because it had a 318 instead of the larger 383.
383 engine, yeah.
So Dad bid on it, and he goes, "You got yourself a car." I went, "Cool! I got to be able to drive this thing." So he says, "Well, first you got to pay for it." And so I had some money saved up, and then I went around and I applied to all the veterinary hospitals. And so he dropped me off after school, and then by the time I got my license, I had that car paid off. I thought you guys went on vacation. You never knew this, but I thought there was a law that you could get your license earlier if you had a job.
Oh.
So you guys had gone someplace for something, and I get home, and my car. I mean, this was driving me crazy. I'm 50
You got the car, you can't drive.
I can't drive. So I get out of school and I'm driving my car to the DMV. I park it, I go inside, and I say, I was wondering if I could get my license, because I have a job, and I'm not 16 yet, but I can get a job. And I have my driver's training, and I have my driver's ed. And she says, no. I said, but no, there's got to be some stipulation. I'd heard, I'm not going on any proof. Of course, there's no internet then either. But I'm going, no, but I heard that there's
But you're Bill and Kay's kid, so.
some loophole that I could get my license. Because I figured with these guys gone, all I had to do was make it down to the DMV safely, and then I'd have my license and I could make it back all right.
So that's where Willie got it from. I was wondering why he got that I'll drive before I'm 16 crap from.
So she says, nope, no way. And I said, could you ask the supervisor? No, I'm not asking my supervisor. You can't get your license. This is the DMV. Get the heck out of here. So I'm driving home down Golden State, and there's a highway patrolman who follows me for a mile. And I think,
I'm dead.
And when Dad finds out that I drove my car, because that was the one rule, you can't drive until you get your license. First you have to pay for it, then you have to get your license. So I make it home, and I'm just covered in sweat. And Katie goes, did you take your car out? Nope. She said, you took your car out.
Okay, so another car story that I vaguely remember was it when we were going to Tahoe?
Yes.
That
The rack.
we had the rack with the suction cups on Tom's beautiful. Did he have like a beautiful paint job on that
Yes.
car?
Beautiful metallic forest green.
Forest green.
It was the deepest green you'd ever want to see, and it had shiny little specks in it. And he had us wax and wash it.
And it was gorgeous, right? It was a gorgeous.
He had the rims. He had the chrome rims on there with the big tires. Yeah, he had the 383 engine, if I remember right.
Yeah.
The 8-track stereo.
the 8-track.
Oh yeah, remember the 8-track stereo? You could push buttons and change the music.
Do you remember when we left there on the for the trip up to South Lake Tahoe? We weren't 5 minutes on the road, and he had the tape in there from.
You know who was driving then? That was me.
Was that you driving?
They said I could drive. This was our family. We'll let John drive. Tom's car in a family vacation, all 7 of us in this car, and I said, and it was, but the way I remember it, driver gets to pick the music. So I pull out Woodstock.
Right,
I remember, and it had some cussing.
They started out by "Give me an F," and we're all looking at each other, going, "What?"
And I'm driving now because I can't pull it out, right? So I can't stop. And I'm pretty sure I was driving. Maybe I might memory wrong. But we get all done, and I mean we're all just kind of like, wow, this is. What's Mom going to say? What's Mom going to say? Mom goes, what are they saying? Fuck. What word
F-U-C? What's that word?
What's that mean?
Yeah.
I had no clue what that word.
So, did the rack come down right at our driveway? Did it start? Was it right at the very beginning of the trip?
Yeah.
Because Tom was broken-hearted, right?
Oh, he was.
Yes.
Yeah, it screwed up at the front end of his car.
It dug into the hood.
He forgot to tie down something.
The straps on the side or something.
And it just, when he went down the hill, it just shot and hit the front end of his car.
We had it waxed, and then it was this new, because we realized we weren't going to be able to fit everybody's luggage in there. So we got this roof rack, and then it had straps on the side.
That hooked to the lip.
Into the gutter. Yeah,
Right,
they're into the gutter of the car.
Somehow those weren't tight enough. And so
Well, what happened is we tightened it, and then we put all the suitcases on there, and then that pushed it down, and we never checked it again, and then it went woo, sliding off.
So I think we went around the block, and we were coming down the hill, and he went to slow down to turn into our driveway. Because I think it happened while we were coming down the street.
Yeah,
right?
that's what I thought it was too.
And this luggage rack goes sliding off and hits the front of the hood with those posts now they have that little rubber on them, but that came right off. And two big old gouges right through his hood.
Okay. Yeah. And then was that the first and only time we went camping?
Oh, no. No,
I don't remember any other camping trips.
Oh, we went up a couple of years in a row.
We did?
We liked it so much.
Oh,
well, the first time we went up, we were going to stay for a week. It was only $6 a week, you know.
$6
or $7 a week, and
for 5 kids and a family, that's
so we said we want to stay another week, and it was only $5, I think. So
did we always go to Tahoe?
Camp Richardson's in South Lake Tahoe.
Henderson.
Camp Richardson.
Richardson.
But we never went camping anywhere else. We always went camping to Lake Tahoe, right?
Yeah.
Okay, that's the only place I remember.
And I thought we were going to come back one year. We were going to.
I don't know where we got a couple of tents. So.
Yeah, do we all have one tent or multiple tents? I don't remember that.
I think we had at least 2.
I remember one big tent, but I don't remember if we had a couple of small pup tents or not.
I don't remember.
All I remember is the first time I went rafting, number one, I remember this is the coldest water I've ever been in my life. And it's the clearest water I've ever seen in my life. Those are the two things I remember from that trip.
And it's the deepest water I've ever seen.
And it was deep, yeah.
It scared the hell out of me.
What did we do there? What else did we do while we camped?
We every night we had big campfires, or somebody would, and we would all gather around there, and there was stories and singing, and we made a lot of friends. You got a girlfriend up in Susan City or Susanville or something like that.
To me as soon as that vacation was over.
You were just a summer fling, John.
Yeah, I was heartbroken.
Yeah, because you were in love with her.
I was.
She was a cutie too.
Her father was the chief of police.
Chief of police, that's right.
Ooh.
Susan City or Susan?
She said, "Don't write me anymore."
Stalker.
Pissing my dad off.
And you guys would take off, and you would go over to Tahoe, and gamble a little bit and stuff. We were all old enough, and yep.
Those are the days.
Now,
we're just gonna leave you 5 kids.
We're just leaving 5 kids. You guys fend for yourself.